of the internet. Hello and welcome to another stream. We are here. It's about 5 p.m. my time, so definitely an afternoon stream. Hope you all are doing fantastic. Today we're going to be talking about what are you telling yourself about what's happening right now. For those of you who have been here for a while, you already know the gears are turning. He is referring to second fear. He is referring to worry. He is referring to my accepting inner voice, whatever you want to call it. That is exactly what I am referring to. But as you all know, we love to put things many different ways. So that is exactly what we're doing here today. How are you talking to yourself about what is happening? We're going to dive into that a little bit. What is up, Jen? Jen got first in chat today. Hope you're doing well. Edward, welcome, dude. Let's get the comments pulled up on my end. On my second monitor over here. Second-ish. What's up, Sky? Hope you're having a great day, man. Let's see here. All right, let's get this rolling over here. We'll also go ahead, pull this up so we don't have to worry about it later. How are you beautiful people doing today? We got a cloudy, rainy day here, but it's fairly warm. So it's like that perfect, dark, rainy, warm-ish weather. I don't know. It's my favorite kind of weather. What's up, Miller? Good to see you, dude. We'll drop one more notification real quick. One more notification real quick before we jump into this. All right. Hey, Wonder Bro, I was hoping you would stream today. Well, here I am. Wish granted. I'm literally stuck in my bed, can't drive anymore, go places. I keep fearing my thoughts because I'm thinking I'm going to pass out all the time. Well, you are in the perfect stream. What else can I say? You are in the perfect stream. We are going to talk about that today. The title of the stream is, what are you telling yourself about what's happening? Now, what is it that's happening? These thoughts, right? Just like you said in your comment, these thoughts, these feelings, that's what's happening. And today we're going to talk about what you're telling yourself about what's happening. So let's get into it today. Now, before we get started, I just want to say, now this is something I normally tack on at the end of the streams, right? This is normally something I tack on at the end of the streams, but we're going to tack this on at the beginning of the stream today because it goes perfectly in line with everything we're going to be talking about. Now, you can watch the streams, right? We say this all the time. You can watch the streams. You can get the advice. You can ask people for their opinions here in this community. You can take in all of this great information, right? You can take all of this great information in. But, right, here's the kicker. Here's the catch. But if you're not using it, if you're not making a conscious effort, right, if you are not giving it a true conscious effort to apply what you have learned here, what's the point, right? What's the point? A lot of people are stuck in the information phase, right? They're gaining all the information. They're not actually using the information. That was me for a very long time, and I don't want you guys to make the same mistake, and that's why I warn you, right? Don't come to the streams, don't come to the videos, don't come to the chat, whatever, and gain all this information and turn around and not try to use it. Now, I didn't say you had to be perfect. I don't expect you to just take off right out of the gate and nail it, but you at least got to start trying to apply it in little or big ways. All right. Now, with that being said, deep breath, because we're going to get into this. So the title of today's stream is Anxiety Recovery. What are you telling yourself about what's happening, right? What are you telling yourself about what's happening? Now, this is a perfect way to start the stream because I'm going to use an example from the chat today, something we normally do, but not normally how we start the streams, but that's how we're going to do it today. So somebody in chat said, I'm literally stuck in bed, can't drive anymore or go places. I keep fearing my thoughts, right? I keep fearing my thoughts because I'm thinking I'm going to pass out all the time. Now, this is Amanda's fear. Right? This is the thought that she has apparently attached herself to. This is the thought that she is having, right? That's causing her the most distress. Now, the thought itself, not an issue, not a real big problem. Yes, I know thoughts can be scary. Yes, I know thoughts can be intense. And yes, I know they come with scary and intense physical symptoms. Right? The thoughts bring symptoms, symptoms bring thoughts, vice versa, whichever way it goes doesn't really matter, right? So this is apparently the thought that has really got to her. It's causing her a lot of distress. Now, here's what's going to make the difference. The thought itself, not so much a problem. The physical symptoms, not so much a problem, right? I'm not trying to take away how, intense they can be, but themselves, not a problem, right? Here's where it becomes a problem. What is she telling herself? And this applies to all of you, right? We're not singling anybody out. This applies to every single one of you. What is she telling herself about what is happening, right? So she's having the thought, might pass out. She's having the feelings, right? I'm sure they're intense. But what's going to make the difference? What's going to make the difference is what she's telling herself about what's happening. Now, I'm not inside of Amanda's head, but I can guess if she's laying around in bed, which she said she is, right? I can guess that she's telling herself something along the lines of, I can't handle this. I can't stop this. I want to stop this, but I can't stop this. This is too much, right? I can't put up with this. I want this to go away. What if that actually does happen? I don't want that to happen. Can you see all the don't wants? Can you see all the negativity that's going on, right? Can you see how the way that she is speaking to herself, right? What is she telling herself about what is happening? You can see that it's all rooted in negativity. It's all rooted in second fear. It's all rooted in worry. These are all just terms that mean the same thing. Basically, negativity. It's all rooted in some sort of pouring gas on the fire. So the way that she is speaking to herself about what is happening, these thoughts and feelings, is rooted in second fear. And what happens here? What happens when this happens? When we've got these thoughts and feelings with anxiety, and we're speaking to ourselves about it in a very negative, what Dr. Claire Weeks called second fear way, it is essentially the same concept as picking up a big can of gas and throwing it on the fire. The limbic system then gets alerted. The amygdala starts to do its job in perfect harmony with all of your second fear and worry. The limbic system, the amygdala says, hey, my person is under some sort of danger, because look at the way that they are speaking to themselves with all of this worry, right? So there must be some real threat. I'm gonna pour some more protection chemicals into the mix. So the limbic system, the amygdala, they start to work together in perfect harmony. Now you're starting to feel even more stressed out. Now this is the cycle. Dr. Claire Weeks knew this was the cycle with second fear, right? This is the cycle. You experience, I think I just burped a little bit, excuse me. You experience the thoughts and feelings of anxiety, right? And then the way that you speak to yourself about what's happening is going to determine if you continue to pour gas on the fire or not. Now, unfortunately, for most people, before they learn about acceptance and how their body works, how their brain works, how this whole cycle works, they're doing a lot of pouring gas on the fire, right? They're doing a lot of pouring gas on the fire. So how you speak to yourself about what is happening is going to make the key difference at the end of the day. Now, we put this in many different ways here on the channel. We say, hey, give yourself accepting reminders, practice that accepting inner voice, as Dr. Claire Weeks called it. Don't go the worry route. Back when we first started this channel, we called it, don't follow negative thoughts, just accept them, but, encourage yourself instead. So there's many different ways you can word it, but at the end of the day, it's going to come down to this. Your amygdala is going to pick up on your worry, what you tell yourself about what's happening. That's the title of the stream. It's going to pick up on that. And depending on what it is that you are telling yourself about what's happening, right, it's either going to say to itself, my person's in trouble, or my person's not in trouble. Now, that doesn't mean the fire's going to burn out eventually, or, right away, but it will burn away eventually. So, you can't expect to take the wood off the fire and then boom, it just goes out, right? But once you do, make it a habit to speak to yourself, okay, in a more accepting manner, the accepting inner voice, about what is happening with these thoughts and feelings. You are essentially no longer adding wood to the fire. Yes, it still takes time for that fire to burn out, right? But you're no longer adding the wood. So really, when we say things here like, okay, guys, you need to cut that worry. You need to spot that worry, cut that worry. You need to practice that accepting inner voice. You need to practice not adding that second fear. When we say all these different things, it all comes back to the same thing at the end of the day. We need you to get into the conscious practice, the conscious habit of changing the way that you've been speaking to yourself about what's happening. Now, that doesn't mean to fight with the thoughts and feelings mentally, right? It simply means to tell a different story about them, which sounds like this. Okay, I had that thought, says I'm going to pass out. Okay, if you like the more aggressive approach, you could say, you know what, if I pass out, I'll pass out, right? Or maybe the more gentle approach, I had that thought, said I'm going to pass out, right? Okay, well, I accept these thoughts and feelings. I'm going to let this wave happen. I've been here before, right? I can handle this. It's the opposite of worry. It's always going to come down to what are you telling yourself about what's happening, and is it or is it not the opposite of worry? If it's not the opposite of worry, we can start to work on that, right? Now, you guys know we got 2 keys. While you are practicing doing the opposite of worry, while you are practicing and making the conscious choice to speak differently to yourself about what is happening, you're also going to be living your life. That is the second of the 2 main keys. We want those positive behaviors. We want to get you back into life. We want to show that brain through your positive behaviors that there is no real tiger, right? We've got 2 main keys for a reason. 2 main keys for a reason. I didn't just pick the number 2 because I like the way it sounds. They both serve a purpose, right? So 2 main keys for a reason. I always try to throw that into the stream no matter what it is that we're talking about so people understand we've got those 2 keys for a reason. So anyway, back on track with the point of today's stream. How is it, right? What is it that you are telling yourself about what's happening, right? How many people in the chat today, and we talk all the time about how honesty is so important here. How many people in the chat today can honestly sit there and say, I am making a conscious effort to change the way that I talk to myself about what is happening? How many people in the chat can say that today, right? If you could not, look yourself in the mirror and say, Wonder Bro, I am making a conscious effort, and I have been making a conscious effort to change the way that I am speaking to myself about what is happening. I am practicing that accepting inner voice day in and day out, no matter what, right? And again, you don't have to be perfect, but you're trying, right? How many people can say that? If you can say that, we've got you on the right track. Let's get you up. Let's get you living, right? And let's get you changing the way that you speak to yourself about what is happening. There goes Nova. So if you can say that you're doing those 2 things, I am making a conscious effort to change the way I'm speaking to myself about what's happening, and I am living my life, right, in little or big ways, then we've got you on the right track. But if you cannot say that, okay, then we can't point fingers. We can't blame your lack of recovery on anything else but yourself. Now, to some people that might sound cruel, but at some point we've got to get you to take that accountability. Right? We've got to get you to take that accountability, because there's a lot of people who take the information in, maybe not a lot, but there's a handful of people that take the information in, but when the going gets tough, they're not willing to make the conscious effort to change the way that they are speaking to themselves about what is happening. It's going down the same rabbit holes. It's going down the same worry. It's asking the same questions. There's no conscious effort being made to change the way they're speaking to themselves about what is happening. So if you are sitting there now full of anxiety, right, but you're up in your head trying to fight those thoughts and feelings, argue with those thoughts and feelings, push away those thoughts and feelings, if you're up in your head with the horror stories, telling yourself this negative thing and this negative thing, and you're adding all that second fear, and you're not making any sort of conscious effort to change that to something like, you know what, I can't handle this, I'll see this right through, whatever it is, you find what speaks to you the most, right? You find what speaks to you the most. That's a personal endeavor. I can't do that for you. You find that accepting inner voice, as Dr. Claire Weeks called it. You find that for yourself, right? But you get what we're saying here. So are you making that effort, or are you not making that effort? Okay, and then once that effort has been made, once you've started to make that effort, which is an ongoing process, right? Once you have started to make the effort of changing the way that you speak to yourself about what is happening, right? Are you also getting up and trying to have productive days? Now, I never say you have to be perfect. I never say you just have to take off right out of the gate and accomplish a million things, right? Nova's in a playful mood, so you might hear her in the background. I never say any of that. But we do need to get you up and get you doing a few things, a few positive, productive things, right? We really want to show that brain with your behavior that this tiger doesn't exist. So that will always be the 2 main keys, okay? And there comes a point where you have to be very honest with yourself about those 2 main keys. Am I really doing that, Wonder Bro? I don't know. I can't answer that question for you. Nobody else can answer that question for you. You really have to hold yourself accountable, right? And this needs to be a daily effort. Again, perfection is not required, but there needs to be some sort of dedication. There needs to be some sort of daily effort. I didn't say you had to be perfect, but there needs to be some sort of daily effort, right? So anyway, we're getting off track again. Let's repeat the point of today's stream one last time, and we'll end it right here. How are you speaking to yourself about what is happening? Are you very negative about it? Are you very worried about it? Are you very second fear about it, right? And second fear is just a fancy term for worry. Or are you not? Are you making a conscious effort to tell yourself, I can handle this? Are you making a conscious effort to tell the anxiety, you know what, bring it on? Are you making a conscious effort to find that accepting inner voice within yourself and practice that, even though it doesn't feel like it's working at first, even though it feels new to you, even though it feels different, even though it feels strange, even though it feels odd? Are you making the conscious effort to do it? Are you making the conscious effort to try it? Are you making the conscious effort to speak to yourself in a different way? And that does not mean a fight or argument with the thoughts. It means what you tell yourself about what is happening, and then you get right back to living. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. That will always be the two main keys. All right, you guys, any of you are capable of it. Any of you are capable of it. Find your accepting inner voice. Build your accepting inner voice. It is a lot like a build, right? Use your accepting inner voice and try to have the most productive day that you can, right? And let's get you started. I'm not saying you won't face ups and downs, but I am saying let's get you right back on track. All right, you guys? Now, with all that being said, that was the point of today's stream. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. We're going to switch on over now to the post stream. I'm happy with today's stream. Let's see. I was thinking ahead of time. Okay, so we got music already ready to go. We've got music already ready to go. We might have to sit through an ad. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, that was loud. Okay. Okay, it's all right. I don't think it was loud for you guys, but it was pretty dang loud for me. So there we go. We got some music going. Let's see what everybody in chat is up to. What's up, Sherry? How you doing? We're going to scroll up just a little bit because I'm sure we missed plenty of comments. What's up, Style Alert? What's up, Truth? Truth is here today. How you doing? Oh my God, you're right. I slept with a tie on my wrist and thumb has been numb since 7 a.m. I just tell myself maybe this is permanent nerve damage. Well, see, that is a good example, a good example for yourself of what it sounds like to be very negative about what is happening, to have that second fear inner voice, that worrisome inner voice. What is up, Sanchez? How you doing, dude? Good to see you, man. All right, let's see. We're just trying to skim over the chat. No way I'll be able to probably read them all and keep up at the same time. So we're just going to skim over it. Yes, I just realized my main thought during anxiety is this is really bad. I can't cope. Now I tell myself this is uncomfortable but not dangerous. I'm doing so much better since changing that. Perfect example, another perfect example of what it means to make a conscious effort to make this change. Give yourself a pat on the back because that is awesome. Let's see, what else we got here? Sounds like Sherry's more in that aggressive, accepting mood, right? I want my life, right? Strength, kick-ass, self back. So there you go. That's one way to talk yourself up. That's one way to motivate yourself. Anything, that's the opposite of fear, right? You find what works for you. Kay, I believe. Kay, is that Kay? Kay, thank you so much for the $5 tip. Show some love in the chat, please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Kay. Thank you so much, Kay. I appreciate you. Show some love in the chat. We are on a 106-day streak. 106-day streak. Is that not insane? That is insane. That is absolutely insane. Let's see. Always believe this too shall pass. I mean, you know, you guys are giving perfect examples. I don't even have to give the examples. You guys got it. You guys got it. You guys are giving perfect examples of what it means to talk yourself up and not down. That's one way that we've been wording it here recently. Talk yourself up and not down. Yep, it was me. Okay, I thought so. I had a brain lag there for a second. I was like, this is Kay, right? Just needed to make sure. Thank you so much, Kay, for the $5 tip. Getting us started today. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Amanda, thank you so much for the $10 Cash App. Give a round of applause in the chat to Amanda. Thank you guys. Kay and Amanda, appreciate you. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Hey, chat's killing it today. You guys have perfect examples. You guys have perfect examples, which tells me that you know exactly what it is that we're talking about here. We just got to get you to dedicate to it, right? You guys are selling yourself out, man. You don't have excuses anymore. I can see that you guys know exactly what it is that we're talking about here. And I understand you can know on an intellectual level what it is that we speak about and talk about here, right? But applying it, you know, does take work. It does take practice. It's not something that you're very used to. So I get that. I understand that. But you guys do know what we're talking about here. That much is obvious. Whether or not you're applying it, I don't know. It's something you're going to have to be honest with yourself about. Every day I dare, in all caps, my anxiety to attack me because it would only make me stronger. So it sounds like somebody enjoys the more aggressive, accepting inner voice, right? Which is totally fine, right? You find what works for you. You find what works for you. You find your own accepting inner voice. Mix it up a little bit if you want. Right? Mix it up a little bit. Have fun with it. You don't have to stick to just one thing. You don't have to stick to just one type of accepting inner voice, right? I try to remember when I do things that I don't feel like doing, which is a lot of things. I remember Claire Weeks says, go willingly, which helps reduce tension, which helps the nerves heal, right? So you can see what she's saying there when Dr. Claire Weeks says, quote unquote, go willingly. That is the opposite of a worrisome thing to tell yourself. That is the opposite of a second fear statement. That is the opposite of, you know, all of that negativity. So again, she's just flipping those words around and getting you to find, right, your own accepting inner voice. So you can see why this is one of the two main keys, right? And the other is what? Live your life, behaviors, positive behaviors. These two things together, that accepting inner voice, living your life, and I mean in little or big ways, doesn't matter. Anything but laying in bed, worrying, right? You can see why these two main keys put together are a perfect formula for everything that we talk about here, for recovery and for retraining your brain, healing your nerves. What is up, AP? Hope you're having a good day, dude. What's up, Jen? Thank you so much again, by the way. Kay and Amanda, thank you guys. I've now commenced operation doing dishes. It's not the funnest operation in the world, but it's a lot better than laying around doing nothing but worrying, right? It's a hell of a lot better than that. You should do merch. I would totally buy that. Merch is something that I've thought about from time to time. I mean, I would have to, go through a few steps in order to do that, but it is something I've considered maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. You never know. I can already tell I'm not going to be a huge fan of this particular song, so we're going to find another one. For me, it took a long time to accept that anxious feelings won't hurt me. Now I have to work on leaving the house and not ordering everything online. I'm way too controlling over my own life. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter how long it took you, right? That's something I want to say, because I see that a lot. I see a lot of people saying, it took me so long to figure this out. It took me so long to start actually applying this. It took me, we're not worried about that. The fact that you got started means that you got started, and you should be proud of yourself. You absolutely should be proud of yourself. Maybe I'm more tired because I've been accepting consistently for a while now. Could be. It could be, it can be tiring. We talked about this before. It can be tiring. It can be an experience where accepting itself is something new, and it does take a bit of conscious effort to really apply a new accepting inner voice, right? And that can be tiring. Anything new, any sort of new habit can be tiring in itself. Lucy, thank you so much for the $20. The $20 PayPal. I appreciate you so much, Lucy. Can we give Lucy a big round of applause in the chat? And thank you so much. Oh, yeah. We're definitely hitting typical today, guys. We're on a 106-day streak. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Let's see some emojis in the chat for Lucy. Thank you, Lucy. Lucy, Amanda, and Kay, thank you guys so much. Yo, what's up, dude? Welcome to the stream. Ups and downs are perfectly normal, AP. And when we say ups and downs, we simply mean that some days your amygdala decides to be a little bit more of a douchebag, right, than maybe it was the day before. But that's okay, because what do we always say? We always say anxiety learns while anxiety is turned on. So it's not a bad thing, and that is the perfect example of something that you could even tell yourself instead of going the worry route, right? Just another perfect example there. Yes, show all the love in the chat. All the love in the chat for the tippers today. Thank you guys so much. Where'd our music go? Do we got an ad or something? No, we're good. I don't mean to think of it like waves. If you stand straight up in front of a big wave, it'll knock you over. Exactly. Dr. Claire Weeks made that same comparison herself, which I'm assuming that's probably where you got that from. If you float or even just turn sideways, you reduce your resistance and won't get knocked. Exactly. That's really what she meant by floating. And we talked about floating in a stream all by itself the other day. The term floating, and we discussed how, all these terms come back to the same thing, not adding so much of that worry. You can't control your thoughts. You can't always control your thoughts. That is correct, Amanda. But you can control what you tell yourself about what is happening, right? And that is the point of today's stream. This is an interesting song that I've never heard before on one of these playlists, and I'm not sure I like it. I can't decide. So we're just gonna skip ahead because I don't know. I don't know about that one. Accepting is tiring, but it proves you're doing the work. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anytime you really dedicate to a new change of habit, it can be tiring, right? Because that takes effort. So it's not, it's not a bad kind of tired. It's not a bad kind of tired. It's very much a good kind of tired. Decided to watch Yellowstone today, but can't get it free here in the UK. Has anyone seen it? I don't even think I've heard of it. Help me to try not to criticize myself and tell myself I should or shouldn't be doing something. The criticism just adds stress. I agree with you. Again, what does that come back to? It comes back to whether or not you've got that accepting inner voice. Comes back to whether or not you've got that accepting inner voice. For a long time, we called it accepting reminders. I mean, we still call it accepting reminders. I've just been trying to mix up the way that I deliver the message a little bit so that hopefully maybe it'll speak to everybody. So we've been calling it accepting reminders. We've been calling it what Dr. Claire Weeks called it, the accepting inner voice, cutting out the worry, cutting out the second fear, so forth and so on. I feel like, people do get confused and caught up on the terms from time to time, but that's okay. That's why we tried it. That's why we try to mix it up a little bit. Did a rune reading for myself this morning. Asked what's the point of my life. The joy rune turned up. A rune reading. Is that the same as what is that? Is that the same as tarot card readings? Which I've never really done, but it sounds like more or less the same concept. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know. I've never heard of that. It's awesome. I love that show. I'm still just over here waiting on Stranger Things. I'm back. My phone just died. What's up, Arnold? Yeah, if we can just hurry up and get that Stranger Things to come out, that would be great. It's been too long. Too long. The monkey mind. The monkey mind is a common term or a common way that they compare the mind to a monkey. Something they do in a lot of different Buddhist type communities. You will hear the monkey mind. You will hear it commonly referred to as the monkey mind. Stop giving it bananas. Right? What is the banana? The worry. The worry that you attach. Runestone's based on Nordic traditions, minus the Viking bloodlust, I think. Okay, so somewhat similar. Somewhat similar. I was a little off. Oh, it's so good, Kay. It's so good, and they've waited so long for the new season to come out. Started when that main kid was 13, just turned 19. Yeah, it's been a long time. Taking way too long. Load of people lost interest, I've heard. Can't blame them. They've been leaking the new season since 2019. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why it's taking so long, but it's supposed to be in like 3 months, 4 months. Hello, Wonder Bro. What's up, Pooty? Hope you're having a good day, dude. Hope you're doing well, Pooty. Pooty, my man. But you have to be aware of this self-talk and change it. I can't do this. I give up. I'm tired. Yeah, automatically. So I like how you kind of word that there. The habit becomes so strong that it can seem like it's automatic. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And you're absolutely right about the fact that you do need to change. You know, you need to find that accepting inner voice. I can help you out. I can help you out. Hi there, I'm calling you from AT&T Direct, blah, blah, blah. Had to mute for a second. I'm always getting spam calls. It's becoming a problem. I usually don't like sci-fi, but my daughter put me on it. I was hooked. It's so good. The story is amazing. I'm not necessarily a huge sci-fi person either, but it's just so good. Wait, your mom gave you the runes? I'm good accepting new symptoms every day and living life. Keep at it, dude. Keep at it. I always say you're the perfect example of what it means to get the advice and use it. And I stick by that. My phone died and I forgot the good parts. I think you did a pretty good job at summing it up, Arnold. I think you did a pretty good job at summing it up. Even if your phone did die. So it's all good. You don't wanna change. I think the new Stranger Things coming out in what is it, March? No. Let's see. Will premiere in let's see. May? Yes, May. May, okay. May, so we've still got a few months. We've still got a few months to wait. It's been so long I had to rewatch all the other ones just to catch up. Need new things to watch now on Prime or Netflix if anyone could recommend. I've watched Afterlife. Love that. Afterlife is so good. I just have Netflix now. I did have Prime for the longest time. Okay, man, I'm out here. Just keep accepting, especially when symptoms are most weird. Ones keep going. Cry if you need to fall and keep going. Exactly. Thank you, Pooty, so much for stopping by, dude. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Wonder, bro, if you like Stranger Things, I feel like you might like the fiction story I'm currently writing. Yeah, like I said, I'm normally not a huge fan of sci-fi, but I don't know. There's something about Stranger Things. I love it. I love it. I'll be honest, though, I'm not a huge reader. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge reader. I've read the Dr. Claire Weeks book, but some Goosebumps. I've read some Goosebumps. But, I would give it a try. I would give it a try if I knew that you wrote it. I would give it a try. Off to bed now. Take it easy, AP. I hope you sleep well, dude. Thank you for stopping by. Hey, what's up, man? How many years I end up back here at some point? Sometimes you got to get back on board, dude. Sometimes you got to get right back on track. Those old habits can die hard, and sometimes they peep their ugly little heads up at times. But it's no big deal. You get right back on track. You get right back on board with everything that you know. Life has me anxious recently. So, yeah, I mean, that's something to take into consideration, too. Sometimes life does do that. Sometimes we encounter things in life, right? And that's why I always say this is good life advice, not just good anxiety advice. So, you say some reminders on the big stuff. So, just like the title of this stream says, right? It's all about what you tell yourself about what's happening. Do you go the worry route? Do you go the second fear route? Or do you use that accepting inner voice, as Dr. Claire Weeks called it, right? Two main keys to catch you up on that will always be the same. Always be the same. Live life, right? Show your brain that danger does not exist. Live your life and work on that accepting inner voice. Work on that accepting attitude. It's up to you what you tell yourself at the end of the day about what is happening, right? Starring. I'm not good with remembering cast names. All I know about Stranger Things is that it's the first series that I've actually sat through in a very long time. Most can't really hold my attention. I'm just kind of like, this is boring. This is stupid. Absolutely, dude. And that is the good thing about the advice, is that it doesn't change. I deliver the message differently from time to time, just to try to speak to everybody, but the core advice doesn't change. So no need to ever get confused on it. Quick question, what can we do break out of the anxiety cycle? I can go months without feeling anxiety and then become sensitized again. Well, that's going back to bad habits, right? That's going back to bad habits. So, you know, the way to look at that is if you're going, you know, set amount of time feeling better and then you go back to feeling sensitized again, there's a good chance that you're going back to doing all of that worry, all of that nasty kind of self-talk with that negative second fear that put you there to begin with. Right? So I would say that, you know, don't look at recovery as something that's just a straight line. Look at something, you know, look at it as something that requires you to build new skills over time, right? Not so much, okay, I've done this work for this long, I'm feeling better, I can go back to my old ways now, right? No, this is a lifestyle change. This is a lifestyle change. That's a good question, Kate. I don't even know what playlist are we on. They're all called the same. Best non-copyrighted, blah blah blah. We're getting to the end of that one anyway. We might as well pick a new one. We might as well pick a new one. But since my breakup life has been very confusing, lots of new paths opening up for me to take, too many people I'm talking to. So, you know, like I say, always good life advice, dude, not just good anxiety advice. And that's the reason that I say that. Life can throw you some curveballs, and acceptance and the way that you speak to yourself, you know, what we call first, second fear, you know, all that good stuff, dude. It's always gonna be good life advice. Always, always, always. And for that reason, life does throw you some curveballs from time to time. Life does throw you some curveballs from time to time. Thank you. I'm chuckling a little bit from this tip. Thank you so much for the $26 tip. It says, with love from Neon Squirrel. I'm not shitting you. That's exactly actually what it says. With love from Neon Squirrel, which I'm assuming is Stud Muffin, which I'm assuming is Mr. Sky. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I believe it's Sky. But he wants to be called Neon Squirrel today, so that's what we're gonna do. Neon Squirrel, thank you so much for the $26 tip. That takes us to tip goal. That takes us beyond tip goal. And it takes us to a 107-day streak. Can we show some love in the chat to all of our tippers today? I don't know where we would be without them. So if we could just take a moment to spam the chat with some emojis, right? Something to let our tippers know that we are grateful for them. Thank you so much, guys. We're moving on to that 107-day streak. I can't say it enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Show some love in the chat. I know we're getting to that wind down time where we've almost hit that hour mark, so chat's not exactly buzzing at the moment, but if you're still here, drop some emojis in the chat for me real quick. Thank you so much for that, Neon Squirrel. I appreciate you, dude. Never thought I would see the day where I would be saying thank you for the 107-day streak. That is insane. Kate, is that your attempt at a Neon Squirrel? Hey, I'll take it. Oh, it's been a good one today, guys. It has been a good one. I do appreciate it. Make sure you leave that thumbs up. See, I remembered to say that, Kate. I think that's the first time I've said that this entire stream. Second time, actually, maybe. Looks like a slice of cheese, but it's whatever. It works. It works, all right? No biggie. It works. I love it all the same. Oh. Stretch. Stretch. All right, guys. Chat has died on us. We have wound down now. We're about at that hour mark. I believe this is a fair, good time to go ahead and shut this one down, man. I appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you leave that thumbs up. I really would appreciate it, and it does help the channel grow. Do not underestimate your power as an individual here. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already. All of that good stuff. We'd love to have you, right? And let's see. Let's go ahead and get our song ready. This is a good stream today. This requires our song. Let's see here. Where you at? Where you at? All right, we got it. Thank you guys so much. Let's go ahead and get this song rolling. I appreciate you. I love you, and I'm sure I'll see you very, very soon. Until next time, as always, stay awesome.
Whatever you want, I'll be whatever you want. Just tell me you love me or not, whatever it costs. I know I'm talking a lot, there's something I gotta get off. Don't wanna be this no more, I don't wanna drink no more. Always gotta do the most, thinking that I'm insecure. Really should've listened more, but I don't, of course. I'm an asshole, I'm a good guy, I'm your best friend, I'm the worst type. Tell you everything that you heard, right? Just so I can fuck on the first night. Feel like I'm losing hope, running from coast to coast. I don't know where to go, this all I've ever known. I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die. No, did it die? Wait, did it die? Wait, did it die? I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die. Won't die. Did it die? Wait, did it die? Wait, did it die? My aunt think I'm perfect, I know I'm not. My mama be worried, I told her stop. They know I did drugs and think that I'm off. Little do they know I never could stop. My manager hate when I'm pulling up late. Back on my bullshit, she think it's a phase. I got relations I gotta maintain. I'm two different people, my side and my main. Yeah, I'm sober, I'm an addict, I'm a low life, I got habits, but I refuse to be average. Really so tired of acting, don't know what I miss no more. Too bad you don't hit me more. I'm bad when I get too bored, careful what you wishing for. I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die. No, did it die? Wait, did it die? Wait, did it die? I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own